So I've been getting a bunch of questions about my brand new build, my Forbidden Rite of Soul Sacrifice Hierophant, about how can I have both the power charges at max as well as maximum absorption charges. It's a wonderful little trick. I don't think it's new tech. I think most people may know it, but since I am using it for the first time, there might be some confusion around it. If we take a look at the actual charge stacking segment of our inventory, you can see 5 out of 5 endurance charges, 12 out of 12 frenzy charges, 12 out of 12 power charges, but also 5 out of 12 absorption charges. That shouldn't be possible if we convert all the power charges, but the wonderful thing, of course, is that Relicash's boots are an additional change to the conversion. So we get to count as having maximum power charges regardless of our charges that are being converted. It's a wonderful trick because you can do this not only with power charges, you can also do this indeed with power charges, with endurance charges if you want to run Arn's Anguish for Brutal, and then Olesha's Delight for Affliction and get some interesting damage with ailments and stuff. So you can do this with all these belts. All it requires is Graven, or like the appropriate belt for the charges you're trying to convert, and of course Relicash's Impatience, and then you are off to the races. That's pretty much all it is. And we can prove that it works because if we take off the belt right here, we lose the absorption charges. As you can see, we have 11 out of 11 because the power charge also happens to come from the actual belt itself. If we put it back on, we lose our power charges and we get absorption charges back and everything returns. Now, another fun thing about this is also if you have, for example, the Mortal Coal and you have endurance charges you are generating, you can actually consume those. And while your empowered Immortal Coal is active, you can actually benefit from both the max endurance charges as well as the Immortal Coal being empowered. Of course, it doesn't work for us because we have minimal charges and you have to actually consume charges for that. So it's a trickster thing. If you look at my trickster video, you can find it. But yes, it's just an incredible, powerful buff to the boots that perhaps people have been sleeping on. In terms of like actual stat benefits, we can prove it as well. If we take off the belt, we only have 11 power charges. So we should be losing a little bit of crit, a little bit of multi, but not much. And that makes sense because we have max power charges. That's what the boot says, right? And we just take away one of the max power charges. But if all of our charges were converted to absorption, we wouldn't have more spell crit and more spell crit multiplier if we got another power charge. Now, if we take off the boots, this should go down to like close to 10%, which is just base crit with some multipliers from the tree and gear. So let's take a look at that. Yep, there you go. We lose incredible amounts of crit multi. We lose an overwhelming amount of spell crit. And we only have these power charges right now. As you can see, 5 out of 12, because we lose that. If we take off the Graven Secret, we get our power charges back. And as you can see, our crit actually went back up, which is, of course, what we would expect. So we put on the belt. We have to wait until those power charges disappear. It takes a couple of seconds. Then the crit strike will go down. The multi will go down. There it is. But then if we put on the boots back and get all our power charges back, it goes back to normal. 51, 66, 344 right now. Massive improvements to go. So that's how you can benefit from both the maximum power charges if you are power charge stacking, as well as absorption charges, or of course, the frenzy and endurance charge equivalent. Just wanted to explain that. Hopefully it made a lot of sense. We can definitely do some crazy things with that. I'm maybe even thinking about Olea's Delight and maybe doing like some perfect agony. Maybe the assassin round 2, who knows? But yes, thank you so much for watching. Hope it made sense. I'll see you on the stream. I'm out.